Hello guys and welcome back to Earl Sports Bets. I'm Timothy Earl and today we're going to be breaking down this 9-game slate for the NBA February 19th, 2021. We have 5 good bets and I'll give over-unders for all of them, which 8 out of 9 of them are going to be overs. So I do see a lot of high-scoring games today based on last time we did that. The last games from the teams and stuff, so definitely going to have a bunch of high-scoring games tonight, but we definitely can see some good ones as well. Look over in yesterday, wasn't as good as we hoped would be. We got a loss from the Lakers, which, whatever. Kings we didn't get, but we did get the Raptors, who happened to beat the Bucks. So that was a little bit of a shocker. We went 1-2 yesterday, 1-2 on the over-unders, the only over being the Kings game, I believe. Other than that, it was a small slate, so I'm not really too hung up on it. Bigger slate, more money to be made. Let's go ahead and jump into it. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you guys leave a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, as you know. Help us grow. We hit over 350 subscribers. I'm trying to hit 400 by the end of the month. My Wi-Fi went out. Hopefully this doesn't totally mess up everything. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Starting off with the Golden State Warriors taking on the Orlando Magic. Aaron Gordon still out. Draymond Green questionable. Fournier questionable. Cole Anthony out. Ennis questionable, Wiseman out. So a bunch of injury for this one, but still we should have a bunch of good players in there. Minus 170 for the Warriors, plus 150 for the Magic. 4-point spread, over under of 223. And this is going to be the only game that I like the under for. Going off the stats from the previous games that these teams played. Golden State is 6-4 to the under the last 10, 2-2 on the road. When Orlando is 6-4 to the under in the last 10 as well, and 3-2 to the under at home. Both teams, Golden State's a pretty good scoring team, but Orlando is not, so I wouldn't want to go after the over in this one. This one's going to be the only game that we like the under. In terms of betting it, we'll go ahead and look at the model, and for this one, we do like the Orlando Magic plus 4. It's a lean, so I'm not actually going to click it in because we're not going to actually be betting it. Golden State's projected to win this game by 2.9 points, so it's only a 1.1 value on it, so I'm not too interested in betting it. But if we were to bet it, it would be leaning the Orlando Magic plus 4. Next up, we get the Denver Nuggets taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Andre Drummond out, Kevin Love out, Barton and JaMychal Green questionable, Nance and Millsap and Prince are all out. Other than that, everybody else should be in. Minus 370 for the Nuggets, plus 300 for the Cleveland Cavaliers. 8.5-point spread, over-under of 225. As you guys know, we do like the over for this one. Denver is 7-3 to the over in their last 10, including 3-2 to the over on the road. Cleveland is 5-4-1 to the over their last 10, but they are 2-1-1 to the under at home the last 4 out of the 10 games. So this one's more of a toss-up, but I do like the Denver Nuggets over. In terms of betting this one, we're going to not really be betting this one because the model has the Denver Nuggets winning this game by 8.5 points. So no value there. Not going to bet this game besides going over the 225, which would be 113 apiece. So should not be that difficult considering that Denver averages over 115 points a game. Next up, we get the Chicago Bulls taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. Ben Simmons questionable, Lauri Markkanen out, Otto Porter Jr. out. Other than that, everybody else is in. We get minus 350 for the Sixers, plus 280 for the Bulls. 8-point spread, over under of 229. Once again, like the over on this one. Chicago is 2-1 to the over in their last 3 games at home, 5-5 over under the last 10. When Philadelphia is a very high over team, they went 7-3 to the over the last 10, 6-2 to the over on the road within those 10 games. So definitely taking the over on this one. But in terms of betting this one, we actually like the Chicago Bulls +8. It's going to be one of our best value plays on the day. We do have the Philadelphia 76ers winning this game by only 0.8 points, so it creates a 7.2 value. So yeah, best value on the day is going after the Chicago Bulls. Next up, we get the Atlanta Hawks taking on the Boston Celtics. Jaylen Brown, questionable. Smart and Hunter still out. Other than that, everybody else should be in. -175 for the Celtics, +155 for the Hawks. 4-point spread for this one. Over-under of 225.5. Once again, going over on this one. The last time these two teams played, which was like 2 days ago, it went over. Plus, Atlanta is a high over team, 7-3 to the over in the last 10, 3-1 to the over on the road in those games. Boston's more of a neutral team, 5-5, 3-3, 5-5, 2-2 at home. But we do like the over on this one. In terms of betting it, we are going to be grabbing the Atlanta Hawks +4. We actually have the Atlanta Hawks winning this game by 3 points, so even grabbing the money line would be a decent bet there. So Atlanta Hawks and the over all the way for this game. Next up, we get the Detroit Pistons taking on the Memphis Grizzlies. Jaren Jackson Jr. still out. Blake Griffin, I think, is trying to leave Detroit. And then Brooks and Melton are questionable. Other than that, everybody else is in. -180 for the Grizzlies, +160 for the Pistons. 4.5 point spread on this one. Over-under of 220.5. We want, once again, over on this one. Even though Detroit is not a high-scoring team, they're 6-4 to the under, including 4-2 to the under on the road this year. Memphis is now 9-1 to the over the last 10 games, 4-1 to the over at home. Ever since Jonas Valanciunas has come back, they've just been a high-scoring offense. I don't think they've gone under since he's come back, and I don't see that happening again tonight, considering that it's a 220.5. In terms of betting this game, we are going to be interested in the Detroit Pistons in this one, +4.5. We actually have them winning this game by 2.1, so even grabbing them on the money line would be an option for me. So it's a 6.6 value according to the spread, 2.1 according to the money line. So definitely interested in the Detroit Pistons, grabbing them tonight, and then the over on that game as well. Next up, we get the Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the Milwaukee Bucks. -600 for the Bucks, +460 for the Thunder. 10.5 point spread on this one. Over-under of 231.5. Jrue Holiday questionable. Other than that, everybody else should be in. In terms of over-under, obviously we're going over. We're going over on the rest of these games, so I'm just going to mark them now. I'll break them down as I'm going along, but I do like the overs on every single game besides that first one. But in terms of why we're going over on this one, Milwaukee has the second best offense in the league, and then they've gone 6-3-1 to the over the last 10, 3-1 to the over at home. On the other side, Oklahoma City, 5-5 to the over-under last 10, 3-1 to the over on the road. So we just like going after the over on this one as well. In terms of betting it with the spread, we actually like the Oklahoma City +10.5 side. We're not going to be betting it because we have the Milwaukee Bucks winning this game by 9.7 points. So not really going to be too interested in that. We're just going to skip over that one. It's only a 0.8 value, second worst on the slate, and we're just going to take the over for that game. 3 games left. We get to go to the Phoenix Suns taking on the New Orleans Pelicans. Once again, over on this one, but we'll go over that one in a minute. In terms of injuries, Steven Adams is questionable. Everybody else is in. Minus 168 for the Suns, plus 148 for the Pels. 3.5 point spread on this one. Yes, we like the over of 230.5. Looking at both these teams, Phoenix is 6-4 to the over the last 10, 2-1 on the road to the over. When New Orleans is 8-2 to the over, including 4-1 at home. So both these teams are going over a lot, so I expect them to go over again. 230 means they only need to get about 116, 115 points each. And in terms of betting this one, for this one, we're actually going to be grabbing the New Orleans Pelicans plus 3.5. It's going to be the lowest official bet that we're going to make. We have the Pelicans winning this game by 0.3 points, so if you want to grab the money line as well, I don't mind that at all. Always getting plus money with good value, with some value is okay. But we are going to be taking the New Orleans Pelicans to win this game. Next up, we get the Toronto Raptors taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. Minus 145 for the Raptors, plus 125 for the T-Wolves. 2.5 point spread on this one, over-under of 226. Once again, over on this one. Looking at these teams the past 10 games, Toronto is 8-2 to the over, their last 10 including 7-1 on the road. And Minnesota 5-5 to the over-unders, the last 10, 2-1 to the over on the road. Toronto is just a high-scoring team, so we just want to go ahead and grab them in general to the over. In terms of betting this game, we're going to actually be not betting this one besides the over. We have Toronto winning this game by 1.4 points, so grabbing Minnesota plus 2.5 will only create a 1.1 value. We have other stuff to bet on this slate, so I'm not going to be interested in betting this one in terms of betting it with the spreads. Final game of the day, we get the Utah Jazz taking on the LA Clippers. Last time they played, Jazz did beat them pretty nicely. But in terms of injuries, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George are questionable, along with Conley and Batum, who are also questionable. So keep looking an eye on that. Minus 170 for Utah, plus 150 for the Clippers. 4 point spread on this one. Over under 224.5. Utah is over their last 6-4 their last 10 games, 3-2 to the under on the road. But on the other side, we got the Clippers, who are 8-2 to the over the last 10, including 3-2 to the over at home. So we do want to grab the over in this one. And in terms of betting this, we do like the Utah Jazz winning this game by 10.8 points. So grabbing them minus 4.5 is going to be the way to go for this one. It's going to be our third best bet on the slate. So we're going to go Utah Jazz. But that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. All of our bets are over there. Make sure you guys follow all of our socials linked to the description as well. Make sure you guys subscribe if you're new. And I want to thank you guys all for watching. And until next time, let's make some money.